Hello, today I'd like to go over a fan cover. So I printed out a 40mm fan cover that was on like printables or something like that. A couple blades of this fan broke while it was running because I was trying to put in the Allen key, and as I did that, a couple blades snapped off. So I want to put a cover on this, all right? So I printed out a cover, and now I tried to put that cover on, but it adds like 2mm of thickness to that. And there's a little recess in here for the bolt head. So the bolt head goes into there, and it just sticks out too far. Okay, so you get like 3 or 4mm sitting there. I'd have to buy a longer bolt, which I don't want to, or 2 bolts actually, to fit this guy right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an STL of this file, and I will remux it. Remux means I'm going to change it and modify it to make it my own. So first of all, I'm going to start and I'm going to import this into my software. So if you can see my screen now, this is the original. So I'm going to change this. This is slightly sliced, and it's showing you what it looks like right now. Okay. And perhaps I get like top layers off or something like that. But okay, so that's essentially it. So I'm going to remake this and make this better. Okay. So let's open up Onshape. All right, here we are. We're on Onshape. This is the free subscription, and all this data is available to you if you go to search for this document. Okay, so I will go create document, and I will call this fan protector. All right, so I will do an import of this guy. So let me go down here to the little plus sign. I'm going to click on import. Okay, that's the one I want. I want the 40mm fan cover honeycomb. Okay, we're going to open that up. We're going to import that in millimeters. Yep. All right, now we go down here. Should have imported into there. Now we see the file. Go to the top view. We can hide a couple of these planes here. Let's go hide top plane. I actually want to keep top right and front. There we go. So now we got one plane. Okay. And basically, the only thing we're going to reuse on this is the total size. So it should be approximately 40mm. Let me check that distance from the one side to the other side. Okay, 1 point, and there we are, 40. Okay, so yeah, it has scaled it properly into here. Okay, so now I want to change this quite a bit. And so the diameter of that, I definitely want to make that bigger. And I want to thin this guy out, okay? So basically, I'm going to go and I'm going to change the size of this. So I'm going to sketch onto the top plane, sketch, click on top, and now we're already in sketch. So now I can choose my rectangle here, and I'm just going to choose it like this, and then I'm going to try to do a dimension to the left and right side, okay? So dimension from one of these points, okay? This point here to this point. We're going to call that 0, and here to here is 0, okay? So then we could just modify this to this. We know that's 40, and we know the top to this is 40, okay? So I don't know the bolt location. I could measure my existing one with my calipers, okay? To get the distance between the two, I would take my calipers here, and I would find the overall distance, okay? So we got 35.4. Okay, 35.4. And that's hole to hole. Let me see if I can show this. All right, it's going to be backwards, unfortunately, but that's 35.4. It's going to the outside. So now to get that back into center, I will take that. Okay, I'm going to call it 35.5. And then I'm going to check one diameter. Okay, so I'm going to do 35.5 minus this number right here, this 3.5, okay? So equals 30, okay? Actually, I'll drop a couple dots in here, a couple points, okay? And I'm just gonna pick a point there, pick a point here, and then we can do some modifications to this afterwards. We can do a counter bore, and yeah, so what we can do now is we can distance these. So I want to distance them from here to here, and we're gonna call that, I think it's 4. Double click on that, 4, okay, that I think that's right. 4 from here, and then we'll go 4 to here, And we can do this same level as that, or we could just dimension it, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do it like that. And then 4. Not that one. Hit escape to get out of that. Go back into D. 4 and last one 4. Okay. So now we have those positioned properly. Let's double check and see how far they really are. They are 32. I'm going to take the minimum this time. So the minimum diameter here is 28.5. So we're going to do 28.5. And then we're going to do that 3.25, which is the minimum. Okay. So that's there to there. 28.5. And then we're going to do the whole size, 3.5. So 28.5. And then this time we're going to do plus 3.5 and it equals 32. All right. So that's it exactly. Okay. So this number matches up this number and we are good to go. That's from measuring the minimum of the two holes and then adding one entire hole. So it then does the center to the center of one hole and center of the other hole. Okay. There we are. So there we go. We want to do sketch 1, which is extrude this guy right here. Okay. So we want to extrude it. Let's go 1 millimeter. We're going to see how that looks. And we're going to go new. And I'm going to do it, let's say 1.5. I want to keep this thin. Or what I'll need to do is I'll have like a counter bore. Maybe I can make it a little bit deeper. So 2 millimeters, okay? 2 millimeters. And we're going to counter bore it and then allow it to recess into there. So, and now we're going to start with the center. Okay, top. We're going to create a hexagon, a polygon here. So we're going to sketch onto this blue face right here. Okay, and go back into that sketch. And then I want to create my inscribed polygon. Go to my top view, zoom in, polygon, click on that center guy, and then we can, I'm just going to create a little off, and I'm going to 6-sided. So go inboard into it, and then I want to change the size, do a D, and then 6 millimeters. Actually, it's 5, I guess. 5. Okay, there we go. And then we want to make this bottom edge flat. So horizontal, that horizontal. See it snapped there. There we go. All right, so now we can finish this sketch. And we want to extrude that. Okay, extrude this guy right here. We want to go symmetric, and we want to go like what, 10 millimeters. So we're just creating a new piece, not adding or subtracting yet. All right, and now we will start to do our circular array. Just a normal transform. We're going to take this entity and we're going to translate it straight up, X, Y, Z, and we're going in the positive Y direction. So we're going to go 7 millimeters. There we go. All right, so now it didn't copy because I didn't choose to copy part. So just got to double click that, get back into copy part. All right, so now I want to rotate this guy, but I could actually create another one. So let's transform another. We could actually do a couple. So if I move one up here, it's going to do all these. If I move one all the way, okay. So we're going to do instance array. All right. So we're going to take this guy and do an instance array 1, 2, 3 times. Okay. And so what now I will go to linear pattern. Okay. So we're going to click this guy and we're going to go in the direction of this here. So our positive Y. We're going to do 7 millimeters, and then we're going to do 4, I think. 4, yep, 4 will take us outside, which is good. And now we can go to say, okay. All right, so I'm going to go into circular pattern, and I'm going to do a new. I'm choosing this guy only, and I'm going to do axis to rotate about. To click that guy, click this here, and we're going to do 6. There we are. So 6 was it, okay, which is okay. So we got those 6 now, and now we want to do another instance, and we want to choose entities. The entities are, it's going to be this guy, and axis is going to be this guy again. Okay, and we want to do, I think, 12 this time. Yep. All right, so now I'm going to move a couple of these inboard. So or I can just take this and I can rotate that one. So I'm going to delete these guys that look like they're the oddball out ones. So delete this guy and this guy, this guy and this guy. Actually, this guy and this guy. They're not falling on the same area. This guy too. Delete that. You can hit delete. Ooh, not delete. Don't hit delete because it gets rid of the entire instance. So just click delete. There we go. Here we go. So now I think I actually I did one. Let me Control Z. Let's not get rid of that guy. Let's go back to delete. We're gonna click this guy, any of them that are oddballs that are not lining up. Getting rid of those. Okay. So now we want to create one right here, and you know, in those 4 quadrants right there. So let's move one right here. So we're gonna take this guy and do a transform of him. Okay, -6. Let's do -3.5. Okay, and looks like it's slightly off. All of them are actually a little bit off. That's not a problem though. 0.5. All right, I'm going to call that good. All right, so now we're going to do an instance of that guy. And 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, circular pattern. New. We're going to choose this guy. Axis. Top. Axis. Again, we're going to redo that. Don't know what it's doing there. I want to choose, yep, top. Perfect. And now, let me get back in my top view. And now I want to do it 6 times, I think I said. Yep, there we go. All right, good to go. 6 times, there we go. All right, so now we want to create the last set of them. So we're going to move this guy about the same as that transform before. So it was 6.05 and 3.05. 6.05 and 3.05. Let's do a transform of this last guy. Probably have to do this a couple times. Let's do transform. I'm going to take this guy right here. We're going to do X and Y. So we're going to do -6.05. And then I think we said 3.5. Yep, perfect. All right, so we moved it. So we just got to go back to transform. Copy part, no problem. All right, so now we're going to move this guy down and do the same thing with transform. Okay. There we are, copy part. We can do instance of that. And we might as well do an instance of this guy too. So let's move this guy over. Transform this guy. XYZ. Copy. We're just going to take these and move them down. So here we're going to do a transform. Or we could do a linear pattern. Whichever one we want. So we're going to choose this guy, this guy, this guy. We're going to move these guys down. Direction. One of them, one place, and 6. That was it. We already had 1, 2. All right. Now we'll choose the other guys. Linear pattern. Here, here. It's just going to go up. Oh, flip it. That was it. All right. So we got 6. And we got 2 instances. Okay. And now we're going to rotate, move this guy down, and do 1 instance of that guy. So transform this guy. Copy part. And then we're going to do instance of that guy down. Choosing the edge right there. 6 millimeters, or we can do 6.05 if we want to be exact. Instance 2 of them. There it is. All right, so there we go. Now we need to chop these parts that are outside of it, chop them out. Okay, so now we're going to create that circle. We're going to use that circle to do our splits. I will do an extrude. Let me extrude. We got new solid. Let's choose that and this and this. So now anything touching those, I will subtract. All right, let's go to a Boolean feature. Subtract. Target. I'm going to keep this as our target. This is our tool. Let's see if we can do multiples. I think I did opposite. Target is this one, this one. This is our tool. Yep, okay, so that's working. So we're going to keep clicking on targets. Notice this one jumps onto another area, so we'll leave that one out. Okay, so okay. It's starting to subtract all those. Got it. Now we got to go to the other ones. So should have split that. Yeah, it did. Okay, we can delete that body afterwards. So now we're going to subtract out these guys. So now we go back to the same thing. Subtract. Target. Tool. Okay. Same thing here. Subtract. Targets. Tool. There we are. I trimmed it. You know what we should do is change that circle size. Let's go back into that sketch. We're going to change that to, let's say, 39. Let's take a look and see what size 39 looks like. We want it to be inboard. Alright, it's kind of oddball dimension. Oh, it wasn't even centered. That was another problem. Let's try 38. That was the problem. Okay, now we go back. And now I went to, I'll go back to my subtractions, my booleans. Kind of broke them. So let's walk through this a little bit. Extrude. Look at that. Okay, that's much better. Now we're going to go click on that boolean, delete that boolean, and we're going to subtract out these guys from that extruded shape. So we got the extruded shape there, boolean, and we will choose, we got the part, we just need to choose the rest of the pieces to cut them out. That one, undo that guy. I'm going to do that again, boolean, part, and then target is this guy and this guy, this guy, this guy. Looks like they're all chosen. There we go. Now we can go to delete. Delete these, not face, delete body, part. I don't want to delete the entire part. Why isn't that? Oh, you know what? It's not entirely separated. That's why. But that should be okay. That's no problem. We will subtract that out of the blue piece. All right, let's go hide my STL, which is my import. I'm gonna right click, suppress that guy. I'm gonna check out that extrusion. That extrusion, I want to go farther down. So I actually want to do a symmetric. There we go. Now it's going to remove all the extra pieces. There we go. And now these should be separated. There we are. Okay, go to the delete part. Delete part. Click there on the parts that I don't want anymore. Okay, and now I can do a subtraction. Boolean, subtract, target, this guy. Tools are these guys. Actually, I have to choose each one of these individually. So we have to select each one individually. There we go. Okay. And now we see we got our piece. So now we just got to put in our counterbores. So our bolt, let me measure this. So the bolt head of this guy is, let me turn the calipers on. Okay, bolt head is 5.5 millimeters. All right. And so I'm going to make that 6 millimeters counterbore. All right, so now we're going to place the counterbores on here. So since the holes originated from this side right here, we're going to go to our hole counterbore, choose our 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we will merge with part 1. They're going to be drilled and they're going to be counterbored. We're going to go, so this was 6 millimeters. Counterbore depth is 1 millimeter, and total depth can be whatever you want. Let's say 5, you know. That will take it through. Okay, and that should create a simple fan shroud that I could put around my fan. So I'm gonna print this out, see how it looks. This was a little more complicated than I thought originally. The reason is it just things didn't match up properly. All right, so that's the fan shroud, and hopefully this was beneficial and you learned something from this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave me some comments if you have you know, any content that you would like me to cover, and I can try to walk through some other content. So yep, thank you and goodbye.